Welcome viewers to round number 5 of the Elite Karting Series here at Daytona Milton Keynes, where we are using the cliff drop and bus stop chicanes, and you join us in this video for race number 1. So I'm going to hand over now to our commentators Tom Dillon and myself.
So here's the starting grid for the first race of EKS round 5 at Milton Keynes. James Brown starts on pole position with Matthew Bolton alongside him on row 1. Tom Andrew rounds out your heavyweight grid down in 3rd. It was a 9/10 of a second field spread throughout the top 3. Andrew McWilliam starts on pole in the lightweights. Callum Bendelow, a very good qualifying for him, matching his best of the season in 2nd, 2/10 off of Andrew's 1:13.0. Jamie Sherman Chase, he starts on row 4 alongside Zach Titterton, who makes a debut to this series. Dom Balasatis, also a debutant, and Carlos Almanis are row 3. Row 4 is made up of JJ Hind and Dana Rohan, with Archie Bullard and Jacob Ekuel the rest of the top 10. Henry Barrington is down in 11th position with Hassan Ali alongside him. Stephen Corbin and Ollie Smith, who had a lap time invalidated, round out the grid for this first race. Here we go then, getting ready to get our heavyweight race underway from Milton Keynes. The second time we have visited this track this season, round 5 of the EKS about to get underway. Matthew Bolton will be on that outside line. There's James Brown on the inside line. We're ready to get underway and the green flag is flying. They go down into turn 1. It's a good start from the pole sitter. Matthew Bolton trying to pull alongside Tom Andrew, having a bit of a look down the inside as they go through into turn 2 and turn 3, but it's actually Matthew Bolton who gets clear a little bit there, and that gives the heavyweights a very nice clean start indeed. The lightweights, well, they're about to get underway. This time it's Andrew McWilliam on pole position. It's a joint best qualifying performance of the season for Callum Bendelow alongside him, also keeping an eye on Jamie Sherman Chase on that inside line to see what happens there. Here we go then. Green flag is flying once again. The lightweights this time, the ones that are underway. Bendelow's on the outside line. He's going to be almost squeezed, I think. Has made a little bit of a hash of it as Jamie Sherman Chase goes up the inside. Bendelow getting a little bit worse here as there's contact. I can see a car in the background as well making contact, and I think as they go down into the hairpin, that's a little bit of a nasty moment. It was Henry Barrington involved in that. Carlos Almanis and JJ Hind, well, they're having a little bit of a battle, and we're going split screen with them. You can see JJ in the main picture, Carlos on the right hand side. JJ up the inside will try and get through here and just about do so. Carlos back on the brakes though, trying to get ahead of him, and I think that's Dana Rohan as well, who goes down the inside of the two of them. So JJ not making the best of it as they go down into the chicane. JJ goes all the way offline, loses 2 or 3 positions. Ollie Smith going through as well. Luke Battersby, pretty chaotic start.
Yeah, it was that start instant there going through turn 4. I think Henry Barrington just got it a little bit wrong and went into the side of Archie Bullard, and you also just before that had Dom Balasatis, who just got shoved about a bit at the start through no fault of his own or anyone else's fault, and well, Dom's gone right the way to the back of the field here on his EKS debut.
It's not ideal. Let's have a look at Ollie Smith, who's under pressure from JJ Hind, also pressurising the carts ahead of him. So Ollie Smith busy as usual in the EKS. Let's see what happens here. JJ Hind's got a little bit of a run as they go down into turn 2 for the second time. JJ cutting all across the curb, gets a slightly better exit than Ollie Smith. Looks to go down the inside. Ollie Smith goes down the inside himself of Jacob Ekuel, and that is Ollie Smith through. JJ Hind trying to follow him through as he's now to the outside line, looking for a switchback. Will find that switchback. Will JJ Hind gets past Jacob? Can he get past Ollie though as they go late on the brakes? Ollie Smith just 1 position too many for JJ Hind at this stage in the race. However, he is making positive progress indeed, and this time he's able to pull alongside, has to back out of the throttle slightly down into the cliff drop chicane. And well, someone who has been equally as busy is Tom Andrew, who's caught up to his long-time title rival and friend Matthew Bolton. He's on the inside line, will switch to the outside as they go into the right-hander. Try and get a switchback, Tom Andrew. It's not quite going to happen for him. Timing screen on your left-hand side, you can see how that's going. Tom and Matthew in this bit of a championship battle. Luke, obviously James Brown as well, is getting himself involved in that battle. These two keep going though.
Yeah, and James Brown very much in the championship fight as well. Currently second place in the championship, only 15 points behind Matthew Bolton coming in to this event. So all three of the heavyweight drivers here today are all championship contenders. We now ride aboard with Dana Rohan. Had a fantastic start. He's all the way up in 5th place in the lightweight class, 8th place overall. We've got the heavyweights in front of the lightweights on track. So Dana, great start here as we see him from up above in the sky, up in P5.
Andrew McWilliam is in the lead of the lightweights. He's far behind the heavyweights though, of course. We've switched around the order where the heavyweights have been starting this race first. It'll be the first time a heavyweight is going to win an overall race here in the EKS 2023 season. But look at that gap that Andrew has got to Jamie Sherman Chase behind. Callum Bendelow as well is staying in check. You see JJ Hines still battling with Ollie Smith as well as they go through here. We're waiting to see when that battle starts to properly form. This is Jacob EQL. As we mentioned, he's on his series debut. Looks to be a very tidy driver, I have to say, from the onboards that I've seen of him in this race so far, but he's going to get past here. He's down the inside. We saw a move being made. JJ Hyde now looks to the outside line of Ollie Smith, who makes a little bit of a mistake. Ollie tries to hold it on that inside as they go through turn 23. And eventually it's JJ Hyde who flies on into the distance and is able to gain himself up a spot, gets himself into 10th. You see Jacob now, who's just got behind Dom, who's again on his debut to the series. So good to see some new names, and especially good to see some new names that are enthralled with some battles.
Yeah, Dom on his debut here, like you say, he is a regular here at Milton Keynes in the D-Max kart, so he knows what he's doing around here. Got really unlucky at the start there. He was starting up towards the front of the field, but just through no fault of his own, ended up getting squashed into the tyres as they came out of turn 3. So Dom on a bit of a recovery drive now, back up into 9th position ahead of Jacob. That was a really good move as well by JJ Hyde at the end of that penultimate lap. Going through the final corner, he just went straight round the outside of Ollie Smith, got on the throttle nice and early, and up into P7 he now is, as we're on board with him behind Carlos Armanis.
Here goes JJ, looks to the inside, now to the outside of Carlos Armanis. It's a good defence from Carlos, but JJ is on a charge. He'll look to the inside line here as they go through the back end of this circuit, turn 21. Now JJ, will he get to the inside line? He won't, staying behind, biding his time behind Carlos Armanis, who's just back to our drone as we see these guys making their way down the pitch straight into turn 1. JJ has got the slipstream, looking very calm and collected as well at the seat of that D-Max kart. Will he get to the inside this time? He won't. Carlos is holding on for the time being. This battle, by the way, for 9th position overall, and I make it about 5th in the 5th or 6th, I think 6th, because Dana's in 5th in the lightweight classification. Carlos putting his cars in all the right places for the time being. Will JJ be able to send a move through? He won't, and well, Carlos is doing a very good job defending, Luke.
Yeah, Carlos is a really good driver in his own right. He is the reigning champion at the moment down at Sandown Park in their D-Max Super Champs, so he certainly knows what he's doing, knows how to drive these karts as well. Only thing he doesn't have is familiarity with this track. As JJ now, he's got a bit of a cutback here. He's going up the inside, is he? Not quite. Going through the Bustwick chicane. He's all over the back of him though. We've got Ollie Smith and Dom Balasatis right behind both JJ and Dom on a bit of a recovery drive here after getting a bit unlucky at the start. And now heading into the penultimate corner. Is JJ going to go for this end? Not quite. But yeah, JJ right behind Carlos Armanis.
Getting towards the end of this 10-minute heat race, race 1 in the EKS. I mean, the semantics are all very particular. We see Tom trying to make a move on Ollie Smith. He ends up having to back out of the corner a little bit earlier. JJ still pressurising Carlos Armanis, who might come under a little bit too much pressure here as JJ's alongside. It's a difficult corner to make a move though around the outside. You really want to be on the inside into there. Ollie has got a fantastic view of this, and obviously JJ with his cam box on has got a fantastic view as well, as you can see in the top right hand corner. Carlos defends again, this time squeezes JJ. JJ's not happy with that. Dom goes down the inside of Ollie Smith, and Dom Balasatis is through and ahead of Ollie Smith. Ollie caught napping for a moment, and that's him down a spot. So here's a fantastic view of the Carlos Armanis battle, turned into a fantastic view of the back of Dom's kart. Let's see what JJ can do. Finally goes to the inside. It's a surprise move, and it's a fantastic move from JJ Hyde. Dom will follow him through. Ollie Smith tries to follow him through as well. Goes to the inside. Carlos Armanis is going to lose 2 spots, 3 spots by the end of that corner. Oh, stemming from that fantastic little move from JJ Hind.
That was a really good move there, going through the bus stop chicane. They're going through the second part of it. He just saw the little gap, sent it up the inside, and yeah, JJ Hind now up into what is that? It's 6th place in lightweight class, 9th place overall, and Dom just followed him straight through. Really good move. I think Dom caught Ollie napping there. I think Ollie going into turn number 7, I think he was kind of watching the battle in front and forgot he had Dom right behind him. And yeah, Dom set it up the inside, and now Dom is all the way up into P7. As we're now on board with Tom Anger, you can see Matthew Bolton with his cam box up in the top right hand corner. Is Tom going to go for the move now? Going down into the penultimate corner. Always a little bit of contact, you know. Bit of a tap there from Tom Anger, as he just stays behind Matthew Bolton. These two best of friends. Tom is kind of the reason why Matthew's entered into the heavyweight class, is so that he can race against Tom. And the two of them battling out here for 2nd place.
James Brown checked out 5.7 seconds at the lead of the overall race and the heavyweight race, of course. So that's a fantastic drive from him. And well, after missing a round of this season, he's come back and done very well at every round that he has done. Let's ride on board with Jacob for a moment, because he's making his way out to the back end of the circuit under a little bit of pressure this time. Is Jacob. It's by the 121 kart, who's not shown on our timing screen, goes up the inside. Jacob's going to hold this, try and defend into that final corner, does do so. We're about to start what should be the final lap of this race, 35 seconds to go on the clock. Tom Anger then, last chance to try and get ahead of Matthew Bolton, not quite going to do so out of this corner as the karts slow right down now into the bus stop chicane. I believe this corner is. I'm not overly familiar with the Milton Keynes circuit, I have to say. Tom has got a fantastic run. This should be the last lap of the race for these guys, I believe. We'll wait and see. They might squeeze one more in as Tom allows Matthew through. Not happy with how he made that move. Jacob this time is on the inside line. Will he be able to get ahead? He's not. So he loses a spot in the dying embers of this race as they cross the line to start what will be, Luke, now the final lap of the race. Just got there in time.
Yeah, that's a really good move. That's Archie Bullard in the all-black suit and helmet, who just went up the inside of Jacob Eckwood there. James Brown, he's on the final lap of the race. He's just gone past Hassan Ali, who's one of the back markers in the lightweight class. Archie Bullard now going through the bus stop chicane. Looks like he missed his apex there through the first part of the chicane, and now Jacob Eckwood, he's got the run on him going down the back straight. Is he going to be able to make the move stick here? He's got Archie Bullard on what becomes now the inside going to the penultimate corner. Archie's gone in a little bit hot there, bit of contact there on the apex of the corner, and Archie's just about managed to hold on to 11th place. Good move that by Archie, good bit of defending as well.
Yes, and just waiting for karts to cross the line now. We're on to the final lap of the race. Tom Anger looks to the outside of Matthew Bolton, still not able to find a way through. Matthew is defending superbly. Can Tom send one down the inside into the final few corners of this entire race? 10 minutes we've had. Will Tom go down the inside this time? He sends a dive again on Matthew Bolton, and this time it's more successful, but the kart's out of its rev range. Checker flag, it's flying. It's going to be Matthew Bolton who holds on. James Brown becomes the first heavyweight to win overall in the EKS. Matthew Bolton just about finishing second. A shake of the head. Not particularly happy with how that race panned out for him. Here's Andrew McWilliam, has caught up to one of our back markers. This time I think it's Stephen Corbin, and it is. He's also on his debut in the series. He'll take the checker flag, but Andrew McWilliam, more importantly, takes a dominant win in the EKS lightweight class. What can JJ Hind do? 5th position on Dana Rohan. They make contact. We'll look for a switchback, and on the inside is Dom this time of JJ Hind. It's a drag race to the line, and JJ is just, I don't know who got it. It was JJ at the line just ahead of Dana Rohan. That must have been literally thousandth of a second, I think, by the looks of things. It was about 6,000.
16 thousandths of a second that was at the end. That was just fantastic end there. JJ Hind just went right round the outside of Dana Rohan there, just like he did with Ollie Smith in the first race, right round the outside through that final corner, got the good exit and got him just at the line.
So James Brown is victorious here at Milton Keynes, 9 seconds to the good of Matthew Bolton, who finishes in second. James also will be on heavyweight pole in the second race with his 13.009. Tom Anger, he rounds out the heavyweight podium and the heavyweight grid. Andrew McWilliam winning in the lights by 6.3 seconds. Jamie Sherman-Chase finishes just behind him, with Callum Bendelow rounding out a very, very good race one down in third. Zach Titterton on his debut makes up the rest of the top 5 alongside JJ Hind. JJ on pole for race 2. Dana Rohan just outside the top 5, with Don Balasaitis just behind him. Ollie Smith, Carlos Armanis and Archie Bullard round out the top top 10. Jacob Ekerel is just behind him on his debut to the series as well. Henry Barrington was penalised a single championship point when he finished in 12th. Hassan Ali and Stephen Corbin round out your grid.
Jamie Shim and Chase, what a drive that was there. P2, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, good drive. I mean, started P3, managed to get P2 straight away from the start, and then just carried it all through the race.
We're here now with Matthew Bolton and Tom Angio. Just had a fantastic battle there for second place in the heavyweight race. How was that?
Well, certainly very stressful at times. I'd love to have a different story from last time. Last time we were here, James obviously the overall round winner. I'd love to take that, but he was departing at a rate of knots, so I don't think I could do anything about it.
From my perspective, really, really good battle with Matt. I got a bit clumsy a couple of times, tapped him on the rear, sorry about that, Matt. But yeah, really, really enjoyable battle. We could see James just gapping us. But just like last time, yeah, really difficult to overtake here, particularly if the driver in front's making no mistakes at all. There was one moment where I thought I might have him, but not quite.
All good, I think you're getting the rush to go for the next race. Have fun.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.